Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, also thrilling comic book haul. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. I am in the comic room. All around me is a mess. Like always, I'm trying desperately to organize this afternoon. But as I was organizing, I said, I'm going to make some time and shoot a comic book video to show some of the lovely things I've gotten recently. And I sat down, I'm all ready, and I've completely misplaced the stack of comic books that I was going to show. I said, I haven't showed a video in like a month. I need to show a video, but I found some books that I want to show, but they were in a separate stack. Whatever. I'm going to show some books, but it's not everything I wanted to show. So maybe there'll be another video soon. Maybe it'll be a while. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, from Half Price Books, because I love Half Price Books, and they love me, I found Supreme number 63. This is a series I've been working on for years, and it's a book I do not ever see in the cheap bins. The one's written by Alan Moore, comic book legend Alan Moore, he of Watchmen fame, Swamp Thing fame, lots of fame. I couldn't tell you last time I picked up an issue of Supreme, so to find this in the $2 bin at my local Half Price, awesome. I collect wrestling themed covers of comic books, and I found this goofy Thor annual. This is some kind of variant cover. I don't know who did this, but I just found this yesterday. So there's Thor. He's wrestling. He's got a little championship belt. They're in a ring. My criteria for this is it has to be in a wrestling ring. So that's my wrestling covers. Looks like he's taking on the Hulk. Who is Loki's mystery wrestler? I would assume it's the Hulk. Purple pants and giant Hulk green body, kind of a giveaway. But who knows? I can't prove it. Fun cover. So that was a nice little find. I've been wanting to read this series. I've heard a lot of good things, and I found one that was kind of beat up. First issue kind of beat up in the dollar bin, the discount bin at Half Price. This is Star Trek number 1. I like Star Trek, big fan. I didn't watch a lot of the Deep Space Nine show, but this brings back Captain Sisko from Deep Space Nine. We got Commander Data, Beverly Crusher. We got all kind of crossover people happening here. I have not read this yet. It's in my pile of things to read, which is very large. But yeah, found that for $1. Cool. This one keeps popping up on books that people are speculating on. Geiger, 80-page giant Geiger number 1. This is an independent book, of course, from Jeff Johns. Excellent creator, excellent writer. But this is the first appearance of the Redcoat, right? With Brian Hitch on art. Is there a cool splash page I can show you or anything? Just looking at my head now, aren't you? No cool splash page. That's a bummer. Well, there's the Redcoat. It's his first appearance. I think his stuff has been optioned by Netflix or one of the streaming services. So I kept kind of looking for this in the dollar bin because I think it's like a $40, $50 book right now. So I found that in the $2 bin. Again, no bag, no board, no nothing. I'll take it. Gosh. So... in the 90s, the glorious 90s, when I first started collecting comics, this is a book that I got really excited about called Ash, created by Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. I can never say his last name correctly. But this was their own publishing imprint, Event Comics. They created this superhero. I think it was like a 6-issue run, and then they did a couple of miniseries. And then I never saw this 0 issue. So this randomly popped up at Half Price, and the logo's all shiny. 90s shininess. I paid $2. I probably overpaid, but it made me excited to see it, and I got it. Boy, talk about excited to see something. I have never heard of this. And usually if I don't hear of something and it's cheap, I pick it up because it's goofy. And I like that. So this came out in 2011. The Canterbury Cricket, one shot from DC Comics. I have no clue what this is about. I know nothing of this, but I don't know. It just made me laugh. It's got Mike Carlin, the old Superman editor, on who's the writer on this. Rags Morales, great artist, is on this. I know nothing of this, so I want to read this and see what. Here's something I know is good, though. Man, so I always I'm always trying to get books to give away to kids to Halloween, or if I just I've got some nephews, and if anybody, they never want comics, but if they do, I got them. Anyway, if people want a Captain America book, if they want a good introduction to Captain America as a comic book and as a character, this is always my go-to. Captain America issue 444. This is the start of Mark Waid and Ron Garney on this book. I think that's his last name. Yeah, Garney. I love this run on Captain America, and this is a good introduction. Captain America has seemingly passed away at this point, so a lot of the Avengers are recapping who Captain America is, who Steve Rogers is, and then there's a big twist at the end. It's really good. I look forward. I give away copies of this every year at Halloween. I probably got 3 or 4 of them stacked up right now. Hopefully get some more, and I just shove them out. Even if one kid gets excited about Captain America, that's awesome. That same vein, I got this at the comic show. I went to a local comic show that had nothing, and I think I bought like 3 books. This was one of them for $1, and I think it's in rough shape. It's a reprint, Marvel Superheroes 46, featuring Hulk and Submariner. This is a reprint of one of the Tales to Astonish books, early appearance of the Hulk villain Abomination. Look how chewed up this is. But kids get excited about these things. They see like an old book, and plus it's just, it's a fun Hulk book. So more importantly, I know it's age appropriate. So if I give these to a little kid, I'm not going to get some parent banging on my door saying there's something crazy inappropriate in there. Don't give the kids inappropriate comics. Very important. So hopefully somebody will get excited about that. Man, this is the only DCU book I've gotten in a little bit. Well, actually, there's a few more that I got, but I don't know where they are right now. I may have a problem. But I found this one at the comic show. I have this one, but it was the only DCU book I could find the whole day. Flash 100. The anniversary book, the black cover, got the awesome red and black DC Universe logo. So there's 2 versions of this book. This is the, the one that was like the deluxe edition at comic shops. But there's also one that's more artwork on the cover, and that one has a DCU logo, and that one's super rare. That one goes for, I've seen it go for a couple $100. So this one, $10, but I paid $1. I got a couple of these now, so that is a cool logo. I buy things for a logo. I have a few copies of this too, but this was also in a $1 bin. Green Lantern Silver Surfer crossover. Yay! I love this book. Ron Mars, Daryl Banks on art. Good stuff, man. Kyle Rayner. That is My Green Lantern. He's recently the Green Lantern main series at DC, featuring Kyle Rayner again. Kyle Rayner finally come back to Earth. Character that was very Earth-based when I was reading him. Went off and just been having space adventures for over a decade. Well over a decade, probably. They never put this character back on Earth. He's back on Earth. I'm going to start reading that book. I want to check it out. So I read that Green Lantern book, Kyle Rayner, when Ron Mars was the writer on it. And then once Ron Mars left, I didn't follow it anymore. But I've heard that Judd Winnick Judd from Real World season 3 with that one with, I don't know what season 3. One with Pedro and Puck. Oh, that's good stuff. 90s. But Judd, when he was working in comics, he was the writer on that, and I heard good things. Fanboy Prime, I think, is putting together some of those books. So I found this just in the dollar bin. This is issue 139. So I'm going to try to start collecting the ones written by Judd Winnick. So there's a start. I probably have a couple of his books, but not the whole run. So one checked off the list. Yeah, okay. I put this in here so I don't buy a lot of new books anymore. I go to the comic shop every week, but if I get a book, that's a lot. Maybe I'll get 2. Nothing from Marvel. I couldn't tell you last time I bought a Marvel book. But I like the Transformers book from Image, and I've heard good things about the G.I. Joe book, and I saw this cover with Optimus Prime standing over Duke from G.I. Joe on this G.I. Joe issue. And the way comic covers are supposed to get you, it made me want to read it. It made me want to buy it. So I bought it. And it's good. It's a fun book. It's interesting. I like it. It made me happy. So I recommend that Transformers series. And G.I. Joe's really good. I like Joshua Williamson as a writer. He does a lot of good stuff over at DC. And he does the G.I. Joe book here, which I just haven't read. But I really enjoyed this issue. So cool looking book. Okay, a few more things I got from Half Price. You never know what you'll find at Half Price. Here's Thor 239, Bronze Age Beauty. Not in perfect shape, but it was $2. That's awesome. Man, that's cool. I did not just drop that on the floor. Don't worry about that. Issue 274. Look at that cover. Look how cool that is. Who did that art? Is that a John Buscema cover? Ernie Chan, maybe? Does it say on the cover? It doesn't say. That's a nice cover. That is some Bronze Age 1970s Marvel. I love these books. So for $2, heck yeah. And they had another one. Thor 275. Oh, so cool. To get these things for cheap. That's really nice shape. Yeah. That's great. That's great. But the big get, and I have a copy or 2 of this already. Mighty Thor 229, which is a cool looking book. But for those of you that don't know, this is just sitting out there. This one will go for a few bucks. This one's popular. Why is it popular? Because hiding in here, let me find it. Hiding in this book, boom, is a preview for Hulk 181 featuring the debut of Wolverine. First appearance of Wolverine. So if you want to be technical, I think there's an ad for it in this issue, and I think there's an issue of Daredevil where he appears in an ad. So, you know, if you want to get technical, like the first image of Wolverine in a Marvel comic, yay. Now, this is not worth nearly as much as Hulk 181. That's thousands of dollars. But that's a cool little oddity, you know? That is a cool little piece for we collectors. That's awesome. And there's the little Marvel value stamp. A lot of these will get cut out back in the day. But that's still in there. A Ghost Rider. So that's nifty to find for a couple of bucks. And then last, but certainly not least, this is my big boy book. So the wife and I went on vacation. We went to the Smoky Mountains. Smoky Mountain. And it's funny I'm wearing that t-shirt. But anyway, we're hanging out, isolated in the mountains. There's bison. We stayed in a caboose. It is a whole thing. But there's not a lot to do out there except have some soda pops and adult beverage and find books on eBay a little bit. And lo and behold, I pulled the trigger because I've been wanting to get this series, at least start to collect this series when I can. And this cover just spoke to me so much. It's in good shape. It presents well. It's not in good shape, let me re-say. Planet Comics 59 from 1949. Got this from mycomicshop.com. It's a 1.5. Beautiful cover. Look at that. Got the alien going after the girl. Cool spaceship. It presents really nice. I got it in a Mylar here, so I mean everything looks great in a Mylar sleeve. But this book is so cool looking. I flipped through it. I read it. Ugh, it wants to fall apart very badly. It's attached. Cover's attached. All the pages are there, but whoo boy, this is one I can't open up a lot. But I finally got a Planet Comics. Golden Age comics are so cool. The fact that this survived to modern day is amazing to me. And it's got like a lobster guy. He's got lobster claws. Well, not really lobster claws. It's got a whatever. It's an alien lobstery man and a lady and spaceships, and that's cool. And that is what I have. I have more comics. I will hopefully show them soon. We shall see. But that's what I got this time, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you all soon.